Or is it what do you see as you twist the tiles beneath our feet? What do you see?
Welcome back to my channel, guys. So to start this look off, I'm just going to be applying my foundation, and it's just my regular foundation, and I'm just applying it all over my face. And I'll also take this down onto my neck and onto my shoulder, so if you're wearing anything that's going to be exposing your shoulders, you'll want to cover them too. Taking a cream contour palette, I'm using the darkest shade to contour. I'm patting this on because I want a more of a textured, dirty look. I don't want a smooth base, I want this to look old and dirty like a doll. And I'm just going to contour in all the usual places, just making sure I'm using this patting motion. Don't forget to also contour on your neck and your shoulders if you're wearing something where you can see it, just so the makeup look kind of flows everywhere where you're going to be seeing your skin. I will go back and blend in some of the contour, but I do want the kind of roughness and dirty to stay rough and dirty looking. Now go back into the same contour palette, and I'm just picking up the lighter shade, and I'm just going to do a little bit of highlighting again in all the usual areas. I am kind of patting this on as well, because even though it's the lighter area, I still want it to have that rough textured finish. I also went back into the lighter shade to cover my eyebrows. If I was doing this look again, I would definitely stick down my eyebrows and cover them completely, because the finished look would look a lot better. But if you don't, then don't worry about it, because I didn't. Then you're going to want to take a normal washing up sponge, and you're just going to rip pieces out of it. So you literally just grab it and pull bits out. This is because I don't want a flat base when I apply the next part of the makeup. I want it really rough and textured, and the holes that you've ripped into this is going to work really well. So I'm taking Orange Face Paint by Snazaroo and the sponge that we just ripped up, and I'm literally going to be dabbing this lightly all over my entire face. And again, I'm taking this down onto my neck and my shoulder because you can see it. Now I'm going back into my cream contour palette, picking up the darkest colour again, and on the same sponge I'm just going to go all over my face again, just to make it a little bit more dirty and textured looking. Now I'm just going back and mixing two of the lighter shades together just to go over where I highlighted before, and then what I'll do is I'll keep switching back from the highlighter to the other side of the sponge, which has got the kind of darker shades on, and I'm just going to keep mixing them together until they kind of flow together and gives me the finished look that I'm looking for. Now I'm going to take a matte brown eyeshadow, and I'm just going to start mapping out where I want to have my stitches and where I want to have it look like my face has been patched together. I'm also going to extend my mouth, so from the corner of your mouth just draw a few smile lines outwards. And I'm using a matte brown eyeshadow because it's going to be much easier to erase if you mess up. You just kind of rub it in and it should just go away like it was never there. But you just carry on and map out exactly where you want everything. Now I'm going back to the lines with a clean brush, and I'm kind of flicking out on one side. This is just going to create a little bit of a shadow and some more depth. So if I need to, I'm dipping back into the brown shadow, but I'm just kind of using what's already there and flicking it in an outwards motion. Now I'm going back into the Seek palette, and this time I'm picking up the matte black shadow, and I'm just going to be going over the line again just to give it a little bit more depth. This way, when I smoke it out again, it's going to give it just a little bit more depth in colour and darker colour. So I'm just taking a clean fluffy brush again, and I'm just kind of smoking it out just on one side just to create a bit more shadow like we did the first time, but because I've added the black it just gives an extra little definition. Taking some black face paint from Snazaroo, this is the last time we'll be going over these lines. This is just going to deepen it up. And then for the fun part, we're taking the white Snazaroo face paint, and we're just going to start creating and mapping out where our stitches are going to be. I've been doing it really lightly first, just in case I want to wipe it away, but then I will go back and make them a lot brighter. It's up to you how big you want to do your stitches. I left them fairly medium size on my face and then made them a bit bigger down onto my chest. And then when I was happy, I just went back over some of the stitches on my face. Going back to the dark brown shadow that we used earlier, I'm just using a really thin small detail brush, and I'm just going around the stitches with the brown. This is just going to create a shadow and make them look a bit more 3D and less flat painted onto your face. Then going back into Snazaroo black face paint with a small brush, I'm just going to be doing like a C shape at the end of each stitch. This is just going to make it look like it's actually dipping into your skin rather than again being flat on your face. Now I'm just going back into my cream contour and I'm just mixing a couple of the lighter shades together, and I'm just going to pop this over my lips. This is just to get rid of my healthy red lips. I want more of a muted, lifeless lip. You can also use a nude lipstick if you wanted to, but I just chose to use my contour palette. Then I'm just taking a warm brown eyeshadow on a fluffy brush, and I'm just kind of running this around the edges. Now I've gone back into the black face paint and I'm going to be drawing the buttons on my eyes. The struggle is real. I don't know why I struggled so much drawing a circle onto my eyelid, but it was really hard. I'm sure you'll do a much better job than what I did, but now I'm just going to set the face paint with a black eyeshadow just because I don't want it to crease and I don't want it to kind of smudge and go everywhere where it shouldn't. Now swapping over to the white face paint with a small detail brush, I'm just going to be popping on some white dots which will look like the buttonholes, and then I'm also going to be going around very lightly just to give it a kind of 3D button effect. And then for the finishing touches, I've just gone back to the brown that we used earlier, and I'm just running this around the buttons just to create a little bit of shadow and a little bit of depth. So anytime you add any detail, then go back and add some shadow. And then I'm also just going to run this under my lower lash line. Then all you have to do is just rough up your hair and you are ready to go. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and if you liked it then please do give it a big thumbs up. Also don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That way you won't miss on any of my future Halloween tutorials, and if you share this on Twitter, make sure you @ me so I can follow you back. See you next time. Bye!